All right, trainers, it's Drew back with a video today, and we are going to be talking about the Unova Tour. Since the Unova Tour has just wrapped up globally here on the East Coast, let's get into the good, the bad, and what I feel is the ugly, in my opinion. So, I'd like to start off with I think the one good thing is they came out with the free tour pass. The free tour pass made it nice for people. Things I didn't like about that stupid tour pass was I didn't like that they capped us throughout the week of the road to Unova Tour. That cap was just stupid. 5 things. I mean, my goodness, I catch 20 Pokemon and I'm capped out already. Like, that's ridiculous. I'd like to see them get rid of that cap, especially if you're going to make it 500 tasks long and everything after a task 100 is Stardust, Stardust, Stardust. I mean, I love my Stardust as much as the next person, but come up with some better options there towards the end, okay? The bad thing, in my opinion, timing. I thought the timing of this event, March 1st, sucked. The not a good time at any point for those of us in the upper north of the country of the United States. Whether you're in Maine or Ohio like me, Montana, Illinois, North Dakota, Minnesota, everybody up here on the upper side, close to Canada, and Canada for that matter. I mean, this event was rough. It was a hole on Saturday. Temperature 26, feels like 12. I'm sorry, that's just completely ridiculous. The only good thing that made it nice was I was doing mostly raids that day since I couldn't get out of the car. I just sat in the car and did my raids and was happy about it, but it still sucked. I would have liked to have walked more, hatched more eggs, etc. Fast forward to today, Sunday. Still 28 degrees, but the wind level was down to 5 miles an hour versus the 30-mile-an-hour wind gust that we were getting yesterday. So all in all, timing, I'd like to see it pushed back closer to, or if you want to do it in March, that's fine. But let's do it at the end of March, okay? A little higher probability of us catching a 40-degree day in there. If it rains, I'll walk in the rain. I don't care. So that another one of my pet peeves about this event. Pet peeve number 2, I like the idea of jumping the line on the tour pass to a point, but I thought the price point was just terrible. Also, I don't agree with them having the hatch tickets and the raid tickets. I don't really like it. I mean, I personally bought them just because I was trying to accomplish some XP grabs. But I feel like I didn't get the value out of them that they should have provided. And the other thing is, I like the bonuses. I think they need to find a better way to get us the bonuses in a non-payable fashion. So, I did like, if you guys did party challenges during this event, there was only 2 party challenges that came up for me the entire time. It was battle people in the battle league or spin 20 stops in gyms. I love that. That's my kind of stuff. The rewards for doing it, though, I thought were crap. So, that was my pet peeve on that. I thought they could make the rewards better. Now, let me get into the one thing that I thought was cool, but needs some serious improvement. The Zorua 2 minutes at the beginning of the hour, I thought was very cool. However, the fact that you can only catch 3 or 4 of them at a time during that time frame, because of the animations taking 6 hours to load, or even the Pokemon for that matter, needs some work. I think we need a 5-minute window for that. And get the Pokemon on the screen. There was a point where I had no Pokemon in the screen and I was out walking and I had no Pokemon on the screen. And the Pokemon that I had on the screen went away completely. So, Everything that was on the screen was gone, and it was like 3:01 when I got one Pokemon on the screen. So I got one Zorua that hour, and I just think that needs some work. So, yeah. The other thing, I shiny rates for raids, in my opinion, were great. I got like 9 shiny Kirums. Maybe I'm just the lucky one. I don't know. But my one account got 3 shiny Kirums and a shiny Reshiram. I got 5 shiny Kirums and no shiny anything else. On the my main account for raids. Shiny rates for hatching and just catching in general for the hour pool, I thought were atrocious. What little I could do, I hatched probably 30 eggs, and I got 2 shinies out of the 30 eggs that I hatched. I think they need to, for somebody who paid for the ticket, I better be getting a shiny every time an egg hatches, in my opinion. Like, if I'm hatching a 10K egg, if I hatch a batch of 9 10K eggs, I should get 1 shiny out of that batch of 10, in my opinion, since I paid for it. I did like the little rank up notice thing that would pop up on the side every time you would level up a rank on the tour ticket. I liked it in the raid fashion, because you knew when you were catching that Pokemon on the first throw. Like, it was like as soon as I threw a ball to Kirim, it hit Kirim. It said excellent, and then you leveled up, and the next thing I know, Kirim was in the ball. So I thought that was kind of nice. I did not think they did a good job with the fusion energy, in my opinion. Very staggered in the raids, in my opinion, and not consistent. What I mean by that is, I did a raid. Now, mind you, I'm doing this with two phones, so I can watch it on both ends. So one phone would get 120 fusion energy, the other phone would get 80. And that happened to me, like, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 times. I watched that on whether it was black Kirim or white Kirim. I had that happen to me a bunch of times. I had only maybe 4 times where I got 100 each on each phone. And especially with them making it 1,000 to fuse them guys. The 10 raids, that ain't too bad. You're still paying to get that, though, in my opinion. I think they should have set a minimum of 150. They should make it like 150 per raid regardless. And I think this is where the time bonus comes into effect. Like, I mean, the group that I was raiding with, like, we knocked Black Kirim out in like 20 seconds. Okay. So we had a group of 20 people. We knocked Kirim out in 20 seconds. There should be a time bonus for that. Like, anything under 60 seconds should have given you an extra 50 energies, in my opinion. So, and then, like, if you did it in, a minute and a half, then it should be, 25. And then if you don't do it, takes you longer, then you're just stuck with the 150. I think would have been a better way to handle that energy distribution. The other thing that I'm going to really hammer them on is it gets really old catching Kirim after every raid. Okay. I think what they should have done, since we were rotating them on the hour, okay, maybe like the first 2 hours, Kirim gets left behind, and then the next 2 hours, Reshiram gets left behind, or Zekrom gets left behind, and then the last 2 hours, it's just pure Kirim. Like, switch it up a little bit and give me a chance to catch a shiny Zekrom without having to raid just Zekrom. I think they could have done a little bit better job of that, in my opinion. Just kind of switch it up, make it a surprise. Maybe maybe they just do like 2 dedicated hours where Kirim gets left behind, and then after that it's a crapshoot. Maybe Kirim escapes and Zekrom's left behind, or maybe Reshiram gets left behind. So I felt bad for Kirim. Like, he got abandoned, in my opinion. So other than that, guys, I thought the event was okay. Like I said, my biggest pet peeve is I really can't grade it because I really couldn't experience it with how cold it was outside. So, again, timing is going to be my biggest nail point on this, just like Kanto. Kanto Tour, great event, but when that event came around, it was a blizzard in my neighborhood, and we walked around in 0 degrees and 3 inches of snow on the ground just to do a lap around the park to say that we could catch some of the Kanto Pokemon that we were looking for and doing some Mr. Mime raids and crap like that. So I think they need to take that into consideration. Again, it goes back into my point of, if you want to make this game better, you need to take and consider where some of your players play and what the temperature is when you try to make events. Like from April to, I would say, August, I think most of the world is in a good sweet spot for temperatures, where you're not going to freeze, you're not going to die of heat stroke to a point. Maybe you switch it up and do something like, these guys in, I don't know, the southern hemisphere where it's warm gets this event, and then at this date and time, and then we're going to push that back 5 or 6 weeks for you guys in the northern hemisphere, since you're dealing with winter and potential blizzards and freezing temperatures and stuff like that. So I just think I think they really need to take that into account. I don't think anybody is going to be super mad at, well, people in Africa got to do this in March and we had to wait until April 1st. I don't see anybody complaining. April 1st, if it's going to be 45 degrees, I'll walk out there all day. So like I said, that's just my main takeaways for this event. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Was it a good event for you? How many shinies did you get? Like I said, me personally, I think I got the Kirims and a shiny Maractus that I hatched, and a Heatmore. That was the bulk of my shinies. And my other account, I think I got 2 shiny Kirims and a Reshiram. And I got some shinies from the Road to Unova research, but that was it. So not a lot to ride home about on this event, in my opinion. Would have liked to participated more, but like I said, it was just too cold. So, but let me know what you guys think in the comments, if you agree, disagree, and I will see you guys on the next video.